Tokyo. Bilingual web magazine. Dig Tokyo. Sports and Culture 10. Yoyogi Park as an epicenter of Tokyo sports and culture. 1. Prologue. Yoyogi Park, located right next to Meiji Shrine, is an oasis for Tokyoites and tourists alike. On weekdays, you can find local residents out with their dogs, joggers running off the day's frustrations after work, and tourists taking in the central park of Tokyo. On the weekends, visitors flock from all around the Kanto area and enjoy picnics and some time out in the sun. Yoyogi Park was actually built on the area that was used as the Olympic Village for the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. Echoes of that time remain in the form of the Yoyogi National Gymnasium, which served as one of the venues for the '64 Olympics and is currently undergoing renovations, as well as the National Olympic Memorial along the west side of the park. In this article, I'll be going over the various public and sports facilities in the area and considering Yoyogi Park's past, present, and future as a cultural center. 2. Yoyogi Park. Yoyogi Park is a popular year-round destination for Japanese and foreigners alike. Although park rules don't allow for barbecues or recreational sports, the accessible location makes it an oasis for city dwellers. One word about location. The plethora of train stations can be confusing. I often see out-of-towners and foreign visitors trying to get off at Yoyogi Station along the JR Yamanote Line, or Yoyogi Koen Station along the Tokyo Metro Chiyoda Line, but you actually want to get off at Harajuku Station on the former, and Meiji Jingu-mai Station on the latter. The park is divided into two areas. A section is the side adjacent to Meiji Shrine with the pond, fountains, and all the trees, and B section is the side with the track, soccer field, and outdoor stage. The A section has a series of concentric paths perfect for jogging, but the most well-trodden route is the centermost path, 1,167 meters. Early in the morning, you'll see mostly foreign runners squeezing in a jog before work. In the evenings, you'll see Japanese salarymen and college students jogging away their daily stresses. The park becomes mostly deserted after 9 p.m., and solo female runners should take caution. Entry to the park is free, as are the running paths, but note that the park has no so-called runners' stations, no changing rooms or showers, and a marked lack of lockers. Governor Koike, the ball is in your court on that one. Serious runners take advantage of Hachiman-yu, a sento public bath a minute's walk from either Yoyogi Hachiman Station on the Odakyu line or Yoyogi Koen Station on the Tokyo Metro Chiyoda line. As for me, I like to go for a jog or do some interval training whenever time allows. The park has a dedicated cycling route intended for family use, but I hardly ever see anybody using it. Bicycles are available for rent for a fee. And the bicycle facilities, namely the garage for all the rental bikes, take up precious space. Seeing as how skateboarding will make its debut as an event in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, how about we change that space into a skateboarding park? Just my 2 cents. The B section has a full-size track and field, which is made available for public use, free of charge, a number of times a week. Check the official website for details. Adjacent to the track are 2 basketball courts, which are first come, first served. On weekends, holidays, and weekday evenings, the courts can get pretty crowded with Japanese and expat players alike. Weekdays around noontime, on the other hand, you won't have any trouble finding an open half court to shoot some hoops. Perfect for a little 3-on-3. On the other side of the basketball courts is a largely unkept field intended for soccer and field hockey, available only by rental. I see it being used once in a blue moon, if that. If you ask me, it's a shame, and the space would be much more lively if you were to build a bunch of tennis courts on top of it. On the other side of the empty field is an outdoor stage that occasionally hosts events and live music once the weather warms up. But other than summer weekends, the stage is mostly dormant, staring out absent-mindedly at a wide-open space that apparently holds up to 20,000 people. Someday I hope to put on a free rave in this space, complete with catering. Next to all these facilities in B section is NHK Hall, and beyond that, a number of Shibuya nightclubs, so this area is actually rich with music-related venues. My dream is to grow that free rave into a gathering spanning multiple venues and multiple musical genres. 3. Yoyogi National Gymnasium. Adjacent to Yoyogi Park is the Yoyogi National Gymnasium, an iconic part of the Shibuya skyline. Like Yoyogi Park, the Yoyogi part is slightly misleading. Whenever there's a concert or sports event held at this facility, an untold number of people mistakenly get off at Yoyogi Station on the JR Yamanote line. Next to the arena is a series of pei futsal courts made of synthetic grass, optimally located close to this train station, but perhaps not smartly priced. I pass by the courts often, and my impression is that not many people are using them. These are national facilities, after all. How about making them more accessible to the people? 4. National Olympic Memorial Youth Center. This facility is located between Yoyogi Hachiman Station, or Yoyogi Koen Station on the Tokyo Metro Chiyoda line, and Sangubashi Station on the Odakyu line. It's a little bit off the beaten path, but depending on what you're looking for, it can be very useful. There are a number of conditions of use, but the center has meeting rooms and lodgings available at affordable prices, so it's a little-known haven for foreigners and students in Tokyo for long-term stays. Personally, I go here to use the swimming pool and tennis courts in the sports wing. Visitors can use the 25-meter indoor pool for a reasonable 420 yen per 2 hours, as of April 1st, 2018. The tennis courts are a bit trickier, as there are just 2 on the roof of the building, both hard court, and getting a reservation on weekday evenings or weekends is near impossible, so I like to take advantage of weekday midday openings. The most common surface in Japan is omni court, synthetic grass with sand filling, which can throw off your game if you're used to hard courts, so whenever I play tennis with non-Japanese players, I try to make it happen here. 5. Fukamachi Mini Park. Yoyogi Fukamachi Mini Park is located across the street from Yoyogi Park's West Gate. FYI, the street is called Juniso Dori and connects to Shinjuku. The synthetic grass surface is just a couple of years old, and the park is surrounded on all sides by netting, which makes it great not just for sprinting, but also for throwing around a baseball or football, or kicking around a soccer ball. Notice how I didn't say recreational sports, which the park somewhat frowns on. From about 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., the park is somewhat overrun by kids just out of school, but outside of that window you can usually expect to find plenty of open space. On the weekends, however, the park is almost entirely reserved by soccer and baseball teams that use the space with the permission of Shibuya City, so it's best to stay away. For details, check Shibuya City Office's official website. A little further up Junisodori and just opposite Yoyogi Park's parking lot is Shibuya Harunogawa Play Park, a muddy paradise in the best possible sense, where kids can let loose and get dirty. Nearby is Gold's Gym, Yoyogi Koen Premium. When it comes to tennis, putting on too much muscle can get in the way, so these days I keep the weight training to a minimum, but this gym has a high-end boutique feel that intrigues me.
Sports and Culture 10. Yoyogi Park as an epicenter of Tokyo sports and culture.
www.digtokyo.jp